going on? I'm Janika Renee. You're tuned into an all-new season of Lights in the City. We're here at the FedEx Forum where the historic Globetrotters are celebrating 90 years. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. What's going on? I'm Janika Renee. You're tuned into Lights in the City. We're here at the Globetrotters basketball game at the FedEx Forum, and I'm here with Bull. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful.
All right, so you guys are traveling to more than 330 cities, playing in more than 260 games. How do you manage to keep the energy for all of that?
Well, what we do is we got to stay hydrated because this is a lot of cardio that we're doing out here on the court. But I mean, this is our 90th year, so that's our energy right there alone. You know, we don't want to make the 90th year go bad due to us being tired. So we make sure we stay hydrated. We eat the right foods on the road. It's all about health. It's all about nutrition, and we pride ourselves on that. So.
All right, and so a few weeks ago, Meadowlark Lemon passed away. Yeah. Tell me, how did that affect you guys and your relationship with him, if you had one?
Well, Meadowlark Lemon was he was a real key part of the Harlem Globetrotters, and I mean, like, it affected all of us. But not only did it affect us, it affected the world. I don't know if you guys paid attention to the social media, but you had some of everybody just sending their condolences for the family of Meadowlark Lemon. We do wish him a good rest in peace, and. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, it is not much to talk about. Everybody knew who he was. If you didn't know who Meadowlark Lemon was, I mean, you weren't a fan of basketball because he was the originator of a lot of things that you see that's going to go on today. So, I mean, within Meadowlark Lemon, his legacy, it speaks for itself.
So before the interview started, you did something. We called it like good luck, you know, with the gum. With the gum. You just threw the gum over there. Was that your good luck? Do you have any pre-ritual? Do you have any pre-game or post-game rituals that you do that bring you good luck?
I don't really think I have any rituals. I know when I get in my locker room, I take all my stuff out my bag and throw it everywhere in my locker. Maybe that's my ritual, but I don't eat anything. I don't drink anything. I just get pumped up for the game. You know, I work out, I stretch before the game. Maybe that's it. Throwing my clothes everywhere, working out and stretching. That's it. Kids, throw your stuff everywhere, work out and stretch before the game.
Okay, so do you have any memories that stick out the most of being a Harlem Globetrotter?
Yes. It's not a vague memory because this is a memory that will stick with me for a lifetime. I was one of the 3 guys that went over to North Korea with Dennis Rodman almost 4 years ago, and that's probably like one of the best experiences I've ever had. So that's one of my top memories. But I have another memory of a group of kids that was looking for me in the game, but they didn't know that they were standing right in front of me. So they asked me where was Bull at, and I turned around looking like, I don't know where Bull is. And then when I turned back around, their faces was like this. Like, oh my gosh, it's you. So I signed all that stuff, took a picture with them. Those are just some of the couple memories that you get from all these kids that come to the game who love you and support you in the things that you do. So, yeah, just a couple.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself. You're from Detroit, Michigan. Tell me how that was growing up and how you made it to this point.
Growing up in Detroit, Michigan was really tough. You know, I was around drugs, I was around gang violence and all those things like that growing up as a kid. It would kind of hit close to home. But it also showed me all the negatives of life and the things not to do. So me, myself, I had to stay positive. My older brothers told me don't do this and don't do that, and so I listened. So growing up as a kid, my older brothers were my heroes growing up. Those are the guys I looked up to. So I stayed on my basketball path. When I was 12 years old, I got put into foster care, and I was in foster care until I was 15 years old. That's when I started to play basketball because my foster mom wanted me to play basketball. She didn't want me sitting around the house looking sad and moping and things like that. So I started playing basketball. I got really good at it. I was a freshman All-American when I first went to college. All-conference honorable mention. Signed a scholarship to Texas A&M University of Corpus Christi, and I was down there for 2 years. I didn't graduate because I came out my junior year of class to be a Harlem Globetrotter. But prior to that, I was in the 2008 NCAA College Slam Dunk Contest, and I was in the rookie camp for the New York Jets. So,
from the New York Jets to the Harlem Globetrotters. How?
Yeah, I do not know till this day. I was down there. They called me in for a tryout. I went in for the tryout, and I was that. I mean, I never played football before, but it was a great experience. I took everything in. I was gracious for the opportunity, but I've been a Harlem Globetrotter for 8 years now. So.
Cool. Last question. Do you have any advice for young kids who want to be a part of the Harlem Globetrotters one day?
Yeah, I want to give the advice to all the kids out there. Do what you want to do. Have fun. You know, it's not about basketball. It's not about football. It's about what you want to do in life. So whatever you love, whatever your passion is, you go out and you do that.
Thank you so much, Bull.
Let's show them your business.
Oh, like, show them a trick.
She's nice. Nice.
L3 Media is the Mid-South's premier videography and photography company. We specialize in capturing all of life's greatest moments. Whenever you need talented and professional service for your special events or business, L3 Media is the company for you. You can contact us at all of our social media sites. You can like us on Facebook, check out our website, follow us on Twitter, or always feel free to email us. We are L3 Media, your #1 source for all your videography and photography needs. Give us a call today.
What's going on? I'm Janika Renee, and you're tuned into Lights in the City. Today we have a great educated person here. He's a spoken word artist. He's an educator. He has 2 degrees, a master's degree, and he also went to the University of Memphis, which is very special to me because I am a student at the University of Memphis. Without further ado, let me introduce you to Timothy Moore, also known as Urbanthoughts.
Oh, thank you for having me. Go Tigers.
Hey, okay, look at the hat. I want to know if we can start off with you doing some spoken word for us first.
I can.
Okay, let's see.
I just wrote a new piece I've been debuting, and it's called Fairy Tales. So, you know, you grow up when you're little, and mom, dad bring out a little book, and they give you a little fairy tale, and everything ends up real nice in the ending, right? Mm-hmm. So, I wrote this poem called Fairy Tales. It goes like this. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Dear Jack, at what point of going up the hill did you forget that you were carrying a woman behind you? At what point did you forget to be a leader and became a follower and lost sight of your dreams and stumbled? Dear Jack, at what point of breaking your crown did you forget that you was a strong black king and that you had this nice, beautiful black queen holding hands with you? Dear Jack, I just want to know, at what point of being on the climax did you seek to be in the valley so low? I mean, I could start this letter off so many different ways, but the only question I really ever wanted to answer when I was young was, when was my fairy tale gonna come? When was my love gonna be as eloquent as all those nice tales you told me of when I was a young son? I mean, dear mom, love comes so many different ways, and in between the pages and the stages, I write of them often. And sometimes between the loves that betray me, I find myself trying to write them back into my poems. See, sometimes these teardrops ain't fairy tales, and these loves ain't no happily ever after. And yes, sometimes I've been Jack. Sometimes I've forgotten that women have followed me up to mountains and held my hands like kings. And yes, me too, I've forgotten so many different things. But most of all, I've forgotten sometimes I'm not really supposed to be that man on the white horse. Sometimes it's okay to just be a prince. It's okay to just be a man. And if that's just okay with you, I'll be a Jack. But I'll never fumble. I'll never stumble. And next time I go up that hill, I'll make sure you're on my back.
Yes, do we snap? Do we snap or clap?
You can clap, you know.
Everything I want to snap.
You can do all that. You can do all that. So that's an excerpt from Fairy Tales. It's a little bit longer. It's a slam poem. It's about 5 minutes. But, you know, come out, check out things. Check out things.
That was beautiful. So, spoken word artist and an educator and many other things. Tell me, how did you get started with spoken word? How did you get to education? Explain.
So, it was really weird. Like, I was always that really smart kid, you know, and growing up in the African-American community, smart is kind of looked upon and frowned upon. You know, it's kind of like the secret thing in our community. You know, when you're the smart kid, it's like you don't really want to show that you're that smart. You're like, oh, people are gonna look at me weird if I, you know, pronounce things like just really long words. So it's always kind of like this hiding game that you play. And through that, my grandmother, I came home one day, I had these books, and I like to read like just massive books. And I like to read Shakespeare plays. So I was hiding them though in my backpack, and my grandmother's like, "Why are you hiding these books?" I'm like, "Man, everybody knows me as a baseball player, as as a cool guy, saxophone player. I don't really want to show." And my grandma was like, "Boy, you better be smart." So it kind of always stuck to be smart, to be unapologetically smart. It's okay to be unapologetically genius. So, from there it's just a matter of just advanced classes, and I fell in love with poetry. I fell in love with Langston Hughes and Dunbar and some of the classics that we've forgotten about. And of course, Maya and Nikki, Saul Williams, some of the new cats. So that's kind of how I got into that lane there.
Right, and you spoke about the authors. You actually have a book coming out yourself that you've been working on.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So it's a book that I've labored on for almost, I'm 34, and I want to say 34 years. I really like to imagine I was a little kid in my mama's womb with an imaginary pen, and it just didn't come out with me. So I'm sure my mom's still hurting because it's there somewhere. But I like to believe like this book was always in me, and basically it tells that chronicle of a black boy, and it's two parts. One is Chronicles of a Black Boy, and it just details like if a woman could ask a black male any question and get an unapologetic answer for it, what would those questions be? And it kind of details out those questions and answers. My mom, and it's a big gap between kids. So I grew up with my baby sister and my middle sister. So, I heard a lot of questions, and I just kind of took those down. I have some female friends. I took a lot of just feedback and conversations with ladies, and just kind of tried to entail all that. And then the second book is Broken Crayon Still Color, and it's more of some of the things I've been through and just some of the hardships, and just kind of like more of a cathartic type of book to really kind of get things out, to make sure that people understand like suicide prevention, suicide advocacy, depression. Those things in our community are very deep hidden secrets that we need to kind of expose, and so we can have those conversations in a dialogue, so that young males and young females don't have to go through some of the kind of hidden tribal things, so we can get that in front of people and really start to give back to our community and help some people and heal people.
Okay, great. So you want to help people and heal people. You also are doing workshops.
Yes. So I've had, some really crazy things happen. It's been blessings. So I've been doing workshops all around the nation. They're a mix of spoken word and the work that I do. Right now I'm at Grad Academy Memphis, which is a charter school in Memphis. We're funded by Grad USA, which is a beautiful just school. And what they do is they fund me to come in. I'm a reading specialist, so I help everybody just learn how to read better. Whether you are very, very low or very, very excelled, the goal is to make sure that when you get to college, you don't have to take remedial English, that you can come in and compete at a high level. So doing that, I started formulating data compared to hip-hop and poetry, and how to teach English and how to have conversations with young people. So that's some of the work that we've been doing. I've been picked up by some of great national conferences, have been picking me up and calling and emailing, and I definitely want to thank all my thinkers that are watching, because your word of mouth is definitely getting the job done. So like everybody's shooting me info from universities and different things like that. Thank you. They're definitely hearing us. And shout out to COSBAC. COSBAC is a coalition of color schools that educate color boys, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful coalition of educators that fund me.
Okay, so last question. For the children that you don't get to teach, but you want to reach out to them in some type of way, what advice would you give them about their life from the things that you've gone through, that you've learned?
Three things. So first, protect your dreams with everything you have, because nobody can take your dream. And when you wake up with that dream, whatever that is, then hold that. Unfortunately, we take that cape off our young too quick. We tell them, you can't be a doctor. Or, you need to pick up this ball. And we try to force them into what lane we think they should go in, and we take that cape off too soon, and they don't learn how to fly. They don't learn how to be Superman or Superwoman. So, protect your own dream. Two, read a book. Like, when I mean a book, what I mean is literally anything with words. People get that confused. They say, well, I need to give my kids some really healthy book. Yes, that's great. But a comic book does great. Newspapers does great. The back of cereal boxes does great. You know, anything with some type of content with words that they'll see, words that they'll use, let them read a book because it'll take them to places that they don't know about. And it'll give them some courage to dream about bigger things. And the third thing is tomorrow will come. That's something I had to learn. Like in all of my darkest days and some of the things I've been through and taught through and seen people manifest themselves through, I had to remember that no matter what happened today, tomorrow will come. So as long as tomorrow's coming, you're okay.
Well, thank you so much for
thank you. You're beautiful too.
Oh, thank you so much. We'll be right back after this break.
L3 Media is the Mid-South's premier videography and photography company. We specialize in capturing all of life's greatest moments. Whenever you need talented and professional service for your special events or business, L3 Media is the company for you. You can contact us at all of our social media sites. You can like us on Facebook, check out our website, follow us on Twitter, or always feel free to email us. We are L3 Media, your #1 source for all your videography and photography needs. Give us a call today.
All right, welcome back to another segment of Lights in the City. We're still here with Mr. Timothy Moore. How are you doing?
And the beautiful host that he is. Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Okay, so you were telling me about Speak Life Society.
Yes.
Tell me more about that. Let the audience know.
So that's my baby. That's my small company. And what we do is we do reading work and workshops, and we teach. We call it Page to the Stage. And what Page to the Stage does, it'll take any kid at any level. And what I mean by kid is 0 to 100. Because I think we're all kids at heart. So anybody that wants to learn how to write or learn how to perform or just wants to develop the craft of poetry, short fiction, novels, nonfiction, if you just want to be a better writer or if you want to be a better reader, then we take those and we put that together. So on the other side, we throw really, really dope events, very, very cool poetry events. And we try to always have like theme type shows. So be on the lookout. We have a couple coming up this year that's really, really fabulous. The last was Picasso Baby, and it was 450 people just enjoying art. So it's my baby, speaklifesociety.com. So it's really cool.
Right, we'll be sure to check that out. And I see a tattoo on your wrist here. Tell me what's that about?
That's my semicolon. That is so dear to me. I am a suicide survivor. I actually tried twice. And it was very, very dark times. I mean, just a lot of things. There was a lot of catastrophic things that happened over time in a short span. It was 3 months, and it broke down. Like, I lost my entire support system, jobless, divorced, and you find yourself just in a very dark space. And then again, when I was younger, it's something I was battling depression pretty much my whole life, up to now, to be honest. And now is a situation where I started learning how to heal myself by healing others. So the semicolon is actually a project that I joined. It's called Semicolon Project. It's online. You can check it out. And what it means is, it literally in grammar is a sentence that could be going. You could stop it right there, but you can continue it. So it's a choice. It's a choice to continue. So the semicolon, every time anything goes crazy, I always look at it. I can feel it. It's a little raised. I made sure they put it in real dark for me, so it's raised. And when I go around, I talk about suicide advocacy and prevention to really try to get just the conversation going, the dialogue. That's one of the biggest things. The African American community and colored communities, Latinos, Asians are. We're products of trauma. So much trauma happens to us that we're always trying to press down, and we're always trying to swallow instead of trying to be strong enough just to talk about it. So that advocacy work is very, very important to me. So it's something that I really care for.
I understand you're very, very serious about that, the advocacy, and you speak a lot about African American males.
Yes.
And you're an educator, so tell me about the reading statistics of those African American men.
So in Memphis, it is especially rough. So many of us, on average, cannot read past the 5th grade level. And right now, we're trending to only have 1 out of every 10, 2 out of every 10 kids come out on reading level. So with them on high school, we're at a 5th grade reading level for a 12th grade high school. So there's 7 years of work. So within the 2-3 years they come to me, I'm trying to make up 7 to 12 years that they've been in school that they've been behind. So it's very critical that we catch up and that we teach our kids how to read, because when you go in, it's really financial. When you go into college, you have to take remedial English, and it just before you even out your freshman and sophomore year, you've used up all your FAFSA money, you've used up all your scholarship money. So we're trying to make sure that we can build strong bases for scholars to be able to compete in a global environment. So one thing that's very, very cool the Grad Academy is doing that I am kind of co-sponsoring and helping out is we're funding kids to go to Ghana. So we have raised over $9,000 currently. Walmart has backed us. There's been some big benefactors and small benefactors to take some scholars. We're taking 25 scholars to Ghana, Africa, so they can kind of connect with heritage. And we're doing environmental studies, social justice studies. So all that's on my website, too, is a YouTube clip out. So definitely go to urbanthoughts.poetry.com. Learn about how we can send grad kids to Ghana. It's something that I'm really passionate about. You can check out more on urbanthoughts.poetry.com. And it links out all my information as far as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all my social media, all my workshops. Is a place, drop-down menu that I just like to talk to people. So if you're watching this, just talk to me. Send me a message, say, hey, I saw the segment. Cool. Not cool. You can do this better. I will reply to you. I like talking to people. It will be me. And when I'm traveling, that's what I do. I sit on a plane, train, bus, car, walk. Not walking often, but I do walk. And I'll reply. That's what I like to do. But urbanthoughts.poetry.com, and pretty much all my social media is the same, Urban Thoughts Poetry. So.
Thank you so very much, and make sure you guys go to urbanthoughtspoetry.com. Thank you so much for tuning into this segment of Lights in the City. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
L3 Media is the Mid-South's premier videography and photography company. We specialize in capturing all of life's greatest moments. Whenever you need talented and professional service for your special events or business, L3 Media is the company for you. You can contact us at all of our social media sites. You can like us on Facebook, check out our website, follow us on Twitter, or always feel free to email us. We are L3 Media, your #1 source for all your videography and photography needs. Give us a call today.
All right, we are here with the beautiful Miss Cynthia Bailey. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I am wonderful. So I wanted to ask, you have taken it upon yourself to pursue your dreams of modeling some 2 decades ago, and we all know how tough the modeling industry and the entertainment business is. So I wanted to know, as far as young children that are in smaller cities, what advice would you give to them to pursue their dreams to build the success that you've obtained for yourself?
Okay. I think first of all, the parents need to do their research. You know, when I started, we didn't have, we couldn't Google everything and, just find out information about, legitimate agencies and schools. So do your research. Some of the obvious big ones are probably the safer ones. There's such an education behind this business, and a lot of people get scammed or, end up spending all this money that they didn't have to simply because they didn't know anything about the business, and they ended up just dealing with people who weren't necessarily legitimate. I hear those stories every day when they come to my school, like, oh, we just paid $5,000 for this, that, and the other, and nothing really happened. And then at that point, I can't, you can't get your money back. So, that is the #1 thing. Please do your research and, reach out to someone who is proven in the industry, like myself.
Awesome. Yes, you are.
You can Google me, you know that I really did this. So, I know a little something about the business.
Awesome. And you spoke of how you still have dreams yourself and how you are still continuing to dream.
Absolutely.
And I think that's beautiful.
Thank you.
So with that being said, where would you like to see your career 3 to 5 years from now, and where would you like to just take your wonderful career?
Okay, I do continue to dream big. I got to where I am from dreaming big, and it doesn't just end with one dream. I'm happy, I'm successful, but I'm still growing, I'm still evolving, and I want to do so many more things. I want to continue to stay on television, whether it's this show or my own show, a spin-off show. I also love accessories. I love fashion, so I have a whole accessories empire that I'm starting right now. I'm opening
excited.
with eyewear. Then I got hats coming, I got shoes coming, I got jewelry coming. So stay tuned for all of that. And to find out more about that, just follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Cynthia Bailey 10. And getting back to the Bailey Agency, please go into the Bailey Agency School of Fashion.com for all of the great things that we have going on to just get information and find out what's going on close to where you guys are. We're in Atlanta. I know you guys are in Mississippi, so sometimes you got to get on the road. If you don't have it here, you're going to have to go to it because it's not going to come to you.
Awesome, and you're very correct. And for my last question, you brought your beautiful daughter as well, who spoke about chasing her dreams. So, as a parent, what do you think is important to instill in a child? Are you one of those that press education, or do you genuinely encourage her to go for her dreams no matter what it is?
You know what? It's a combination of both. Noelle is 15 years old now, and she's made it clear that she wants to be in the entertainment industry. She sings, she acts. I came up in the entertainment industry. Her father is an actor, so he's a part of that industry as well. And she is a product of us. So with that said, we want to kind of steer her more toward working toward accomplishing those goals. Education is always important, but I am a believer in homeschooling. I'm a believer in doing whatever you need to do to do both. This industry is kind of a young industry, so the younger you start, the better. I can't speak for everybody's child, but I can speak for my own, and she has an amazing support system, and we are going to make sure that we have the right balance of education and ambition and, her being able to start conquering some of her goals.
Awesome. Thank you so much for speaking with me, Ms. Bailey. This is her. She's beautiful in person. I know we all see you on TV, but you were so beautiful in person.
Oh, thank you.
And
So
it was
are
such
you.
an honor to meet you. Okay?
Thank you.
And
I'm
that's
honored
all
as
with
well.
Ms. Cynthia Bailey.